forward to the White Sox, bro.
Bro,
Go,
the
go ahead.
Sox.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say they
No,
over with. They over with.
it's bad. It's bad, bro. I don't know. I guess we could use this as a moment to start from a top bottom thing. We got Jerry, our owner, who's the owner of both the Sox and Bulls, and both of them look very bad right now. So it's very interesting. And yeah, like we just look like a bad team. Bro. Like that's the thing that's just so bad about us. Like this is starting to look like something that can't be fixed in one or two moves.
So if we at that point, you think Billy Donovan lost the locker room?
I thought he lost it last year. If you want the truth, like I thought he lost it last year, and I guess he kind of got it back. When Pat Bev came, I felt like we started to look like a team. But before that, I thought he lost the locker room. Before All-Star break, I definitely thought Billy Donovan lost the locker room last year. So, I definitely thought it was, I thought it was an overreaction about the player meeting until I seen the Detroit game, and yeah, like you said, people look disinterested. We're not starting off games with energy steal for the second year in a row. Players not taking accountability, players not holding other players accountable, no one's holding the coach accountable. Like we just look bad.
It's chaotic. It's chaotic. It's chaotic. Basketball guys, if y'all hear us out, man, come down, fix this, do whatever you got to make this less painful. But yeah, man, I agree to you. I think Billy Donovan probably lost the locker room a long time ago. Probably starting back with the Zach LaVine benching to see how that kind of played out. I think most of the media looked at it like, "Hey, Zach, you was tripping for calling Billy Donovan out." But the frustration, the frustration pretty much started at that point, and I just think like nothing ever been fixed. Even though right now I don't think it's a Billy Donovan Zach LaVine problem because we're seeing the same thing with Vucevic. You look at opening night, Vooch goes off on the sideline. Him and Billy Donovan confront each other. They have heated words. And after that game, that led to a players' meeting, right? To me, that's all frustration from all fronts. You see the coach being frustrated, the players being frustrated, multiple players being frustrated. Billy Donovan no longer has control of this locker room. I wonder what Acme is thinking above, because if I see this, I don't think I would want this thing to go too much further, especially with it being the beginning of the season. I know you want to give coaches time to Christmas or whatever the case may be. We known for firing coaches before Christmas, but I think right now at this point, he kind of overstayed his welcome. Everybody's frustrated, flustered. You look at the offense, there's no cutting, there's no motion. Yeah, we was going to play through Vooch. I'm not really seeing too much of that. He seems disinterested. The offense is just terrible. Like I said, we 27th in rebounding, 27th in assists, 27th in points. We just a bottom of the barrel team right now. And this is all going on under Arturas Karnisovas and Marc Eversley with the secret extension that they gave Billy Donovan. This would have technically been his second to last year before his contract, which would have made the buyout a little bit more easier. But now I don't know how many more years he extended or whatever the case may be, but that man lost the locker room, bro. He lost the locker room.
What's crazy is, bro, the only thing we got going for us is, and I guess the only thing that's been consistent during Billy Donovan's tenure is we've been like a very good team at getting steals. So I want to give him his credit that the defense is kind of there. Is there at times. We keep a lot of teams under 100, but it's just our offense is just too bad.
Yeah, the defense definitely been on point.
Defense. If our offense was better, we can play better defense. Imagine playing defense off of a make is way better than playing defense off of a miss. So it's just like that little, like if we can fix that, you just imagine you just already a better team. You was talking off camera. I think it only took me 2 games to realize Torrey Craig needs to start over Patrick Williams.
Yeah.
and we don't know if we even gonna see that.
Yeah, I think part of Billy Donovan's biggest issue. I think when it comes down to politics, I don't know if this coming straight down from AK himself, but it seems like Billy Donovan doesn't make the best judgment for the team. It seems like he does it to keep his job, which is my biggest concern. It's like, are we here to win or are we here to please, these relationships? Again, you have perfect example, Detroit Pistons, Jaden Ivey, fifth pick coming off the bench. Brandon Miller, second pick coming off the bench. Obi Toppin was not getting minutes, traded. Now he's
Traded.
with Indiana, right? And for whatever reason, we holding on to Patrick Williams like this is LaMelo Ball, Anthony Edwards, and this guy's not. And he hasn't proven so far. Does he have the potential to get there? Yes, but the only thing wrong with potential means you haven't done it yet. So at the end of the day, what are we banking on? And I think none of his situation in Patrick Williams' case, none of this has been earned. I think Javonte Green outplayed him. Torrey Craig is outplaying him. But for whatever reason, we want to maintain face with this image of him being a number 4 pick. Now, if we doing this to up the trade value and try to up his stock to get him out of town, yeah, but it don't seem like that's the case. So if that's not going to be the case, let him work and earn his spots. And I think right now, Patrick Williams has an attitude of entitlement. Like if you've seen the game where Caruso hit the game winner, he walked off and he headed towards the locker room. He didn't go celebrate with the guys immediately. I think things like that is because right now he feel he's entitled to play these minutes. Like, hey, I deserve $20 million a year, and you haven't shown or proven to do so. And I think this is the problem when you sit here and you go that political route without holding people accountable. At the end of the day, this is a results driven league business in general. It's like if you're not giving me what I need, then what am I keeping you out there for?
When if this whole time Patrick Williams just be going crazy in practice on like some Michael Beasley type shit, just beating everybody in 1-on-1, beating everybody in 1-on-1.
That could be the case. That could be the case. But at the end of the day, if it's not going to translate to the game, I mean, you could be a practice player all you want. I mean, it's a million people out there that's like that. They're kill and open gyms and practice, and then you get them under a whistle in the game. Just I don't know, it just don't translate or it don't correlate. And I think that's what Patrick Williams is right now. If you look at it, I believe for the season he's shooting 27% in 3 games, 11% from 3, and he have not attempted a free throw. And I think he only has 2 shots within 5 feet of the rim. Everything he's been shooting has been pull-ups, long 3-pointers.
And that's the thing that get me. He's not a cutter.
Yeah, he don't cut. He don't
not a cutter.
Get the ball off the glass and initiate the break to try to get downhill. It's a lot of things that I don't know if it's a mental makeup or I don't know if the coach. To me, it seems like the coaching staff is not stressing that because it's not only him that's not cutting. Everybody else don't cut either, right? So, to me, I think it's just coaching, and I think we're doing Patrick Williams a disservice. Yeah, he has a ton of potential, but the reason why he hasn't reached it is because nobody's demanding this from him, and everything is entitled. He's starting regardless of what he produces. That's a terrible way for developing young talent.
I mean, and I just think last year he ended the year coming off the bench, and that was some of the best he looks.
Yeah.
So I don't even see why go from that. It's not like there was a major overhaul. The person who was starting in front of him was Javonte Green was injured last year. I don't believe Caruso. Like Derrick Jones Jr. wasn't even starting. So like even his competition, like the people that he wanted, like Billy Donovan was putting in over him, they weren't even like taking the spot for long. So I just don't see why he started now. Like nothing changed for me. Like unless the only reason I would have started him if I thought he was going to be a better rebounder. Other than that, there's no reason to really have him in. There's no reason to really have him in the starting lineup as a spot up shooter, and no one wants to even see him be that.
Exactly, and then nobody want to see this consistent pull up mid range shot.
Yeah,
and lack of aggression, like you said, cutting, attacking the basket, getting a defensive rebound, pushing it, some level of assertiveness on the game. Hey, leave your man and go help somebody else. Go get a block. Go do the things Torrey Craig can do. Go do the things
Yeah,
Javante Green did. Like
yeah, go get a block, go get a putback.
yeah, go do
know,
some, like
you know,
something.
he just getting worked by Shai Gilgeous all game one. Just getting stepped back on.
Yeah,
And I don't know, like he seemed like he even wanted to respond.
yeah. I don't know. I think this all come down to coaching and accountability on everybody. I think the players got some wrong in this, the front office and the coaching staff. But I think the easiest to identify is the coaching staff. I don't know how many times a game Stacey King have to say the Bulls do not cut. Where's the off ball cutting? Where's the weak side cut? Like it just seems like this is completely
Caruso
ignored.
and Javante Green was the only people. Caruso and Javante the only people that cut.
Derrick Jones, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And we
that cut.
lost two of the three. Now without those players, we just sit around the perimeter in this ISO ball, and no wonder we are again a bottom ranked offense in this league. And I said that, and I've been saying I'm gonna keep saying it. I'm gonna stand on it. This team offensively, the construct is terrible. It's terrible. These players don't gel together. This is not what we want to see. I don't
Look,
think this is what they want to do. So
yeah, it's just bad because don't need what's killing us is what's killing me about it is more so like I said, it only took me 2 games. No Terry Craig, it should be starting. I'm tired of them not even giving us the best version of the product they put in the floor. Like I think that's the frustrating part because it'd be one thing if we were when we lost when we lost the Bucks, it felt okay. It felt different because we was like, okay, we trying. It feel like we putting our best product on the floor. But Lonzo get hurt. Since then, it doesn't seem like we ever really put our best product on the floor. It seemed like you said, coaching for job. People just playing for another check. Like it just doesn't seem like we're putting our best foot forward every game. We're always coming from behind. It's just I don't know. It just to me that's very alarming for this to be happening the second year in a row.
yeah, nothing seems genuine. Like the happiness of the team, like none of that. And you heard it in extra interviews last year when Mark Eversley did his interview. He was saying like the players felt like they weren't a team, and I think that's just what we see on the floor. And part of being a coach is managing personalities and making sure your team is one. I don't think maybe off the court it's just things that's not going down. Well, I think they all nice guys. I think they cool. I think they get along and things like that. But they're just not built for adversity. Again, when we go down on a deficit, you see players throwing up their hands.
It was
Coaches
nice to see the
players.
Toronto win because I thought that was a good showing that we can get past it.
Adversity. Yeah. I mean, Debo was tearing towels in that game. It's the second game of the season. He ripped the towel in half. Like, to me, that just shows the lack of faith that this team has in one another, the coaching staff, and the front office. And to me, it's alluded to in DeMar DeRozan not trade talks, but extension talks. Shams already reported they far away on years and dollar amount. And DeMar DeRozan wants to see where the Chicago Bulls is taking his team, right? So right now it's a mess. We the mess right now for sure. So we have to address this somehow, some way. I think drastic changes is needed. Moving a star player, moving on from the coaching staff, maybe one or two or both. One thing I know for sure, I don't want to go for a rebuild though. I ain't trying to go for a rebuild. Give me something to watch night in, night out. We need a veteran to usher and groom young guys or whatever the case may be. And if we go the competitive route, which we could, touch on right now, bring me a locker room leader or bring me somebody who can actually be, somewhat of a number one option. better than whatever we got on this court right now. So, rumors being said right now, Chicago Bulls, I'm going to go ahead and segue into this, is the leading candidate in the Harden sweepstakes behind Los Angeles Clippers. Now, I don't see in what way the Clippers and I was about to say Houston, the Sixers, even consider a deal or make a deal. Knowing the Clippers' assets, and I don't know exactly what the Sixers is looking for in return. They said they wanted a star player, so I just don't see in what world or realm the Sixers and the Clippers, make a deal. The Bulls, on the other hand, a team that is disgruntled, confused, got a few star players that may need a new scene, and they may be open to taking a new scene. Again, in James Harden case, a deal could be made, right? You got a few contracts that could line up with James Harden and Zach LaVine or DeMar DeRozan. Vooch, I don't think anybody wants Vooch right now, so I guarantee Vooch will probably be here the next 3 years until we probably can cut him, honestly.
Yeah.
So with that being said, Q, would you make a move to try to bring James Harden in with this roster?
Yeah, at this moment, something gotta happen. It's either basically by the end of this year, one if not both things need to happen. DeMar DeRozan, him being the most likely target and seeing how he's an expiring contract, he needs to be traded. Him getting re-signed will make me very confused on what this organization wants. Secondly, the Lonzo Ball contract. One of those two situations need to be fixed by the All-Star break. If they truly, like, we can't make no real moves. We can't, like, if they truly care about winning, somehow, some way, they will actually make a winning move. Like, either A, finally getting rid of this contract, even if that means tanking this year just because they got rid of the contract, I'll be fine with that. But I just need to see steps being made at this point, because we're looking worse and worse with the same team, and that's unacceptable.
Yeah, if I'm the Chicago Bulls right now, I would definitely bring in James Harden. Like you said, if we can get rid of Lonzo Ball contract, I would definitely, that would be my number one move first and foremost. Give me somebody, because right now Lonzo Ball can give me nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a few players with that 20 million you can definitely target with that contract, but I think you're not going to be able to move Lonzo Ball until closer to trade deadline to see where teams are, see who the actual tanking teams are, and then be able to kind of poach a veteran from those teams that are tanking. Somebody that come to mind right now who just signed an extension, Jeremy Grant, making 27. You can probably move Lonzo Ball and another one of these point guards that we have on this roster to match that. Maybe you can bring in Jeremy Grant. You also got left hand shooter in Detroit who we just played last night. I can't think of my guy's name.
Bojan.
Yeah, Bogdanovic. Yeah. Bogey,
Oh yeah, definitely wanted him.
Yeah, like it's a few options out there with Lonzo Ball contract. I think where you can make a move, but you got to wait to see who's really tanking and who's going for it. So right now, the only move I could think that could be made would be DeMar DeRozan. If I'm looking at it from a logical standpoint, hey, we far apart on contract extensions. You're 34 years old. You have the worst plus minus right now in these last 3 games. You are a consistent offensive piece. You're not a real number one option. We know with you being a number one option, we cannot get out the play in. And, that's pretty much it. I love you, DeMar DeRozan, but again, I have to be thinking, futuristically. Or if I do want to get something now, I have to get something that complements this team now, which I think James Harden can very well do that. I think the fit between Harden and LaVine is 3 times better than Harden and DeRozan.
Yeah.
I would love to make that type of move. Maybe you could get off a Dalen Terry contract because, again, I think they just assigned him to the Windy City again. So clearly he's not he's not better than Julian Phillips. He's not better than Patrick Williams. He was picked right outside the lottery. Just go ahead. It is what it is. We lost there. Clean hands.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Let him
Hard.
go develop somewhere else.
Yeah. Go try him in another system with somebody else. After 3 years, he just seems like he's not an NBA player. Definitely not for the Chicago Bulls. So Harden, I would love to bring in just because our offense struggles. We know if we were to keep Billy Donovan is best when he has a point guard. What better way than bring in an assist leader in multiple seasons, former MVP, again higher PER than DeMar DeRozan. Just impacts the game offensively in a way where I think even if you lose DeMar DeRozan, you don't take a step back defensively because you still got those defensive anchors there, but you accelerate offensively to a modern game of basketball. And I think that's what Harden would bring. I wouldn't be interested in trading Zach LaVine for Harden at all. But what you say, Q? What you think?
I'm team trade DeMar for. I said my perfect world. Trade DeMar and Dalen for James, maybe a pick. And then we find a way to get off that Lonzo Ball contract. That's all I want. Those are the only two things I really want. And those are the only two things I feel like that needs to be taken care of immediately. Then, of course, my other solution, we got to start Torrey Craig because we just need to put our best product on the floor. But I think we need to jump on this James Harden trade. Hopefully he wants to play in Chicago. I feel like that's probably the big thing. Will he want to play for Billy Donovan? How do we don't know how Kevin Durant or Russell Westbrook really feel about Billy Donovan? I'm pretty sure he calling them up, asking them, "Hey, what you think?" So that's pretty much the main question. We know Harden also doesn't like it when he don't get his way. So I don't recommend trading for Harden if he doesn't want to be here. Like it's not like a Kawhi Leonard situation where you try to kind of force him to play. He seems like he's very content on not playing or playing badly to get his way.
Yeah, but I think at the same time he hurt his value. Like his value is pretty much you buying low or Harden at this point. The whole fiasco with him and the GM over there, Daryl Morey, and just like you alluded to, just the trust between James Harden, I don't think no team feels safe trading for him, honestly, but it's an expiring contract. I think right now the Bulls are in a spot of desperation. They have to make moves. They have to do something to sit here and let this team continue to grow in the area of disliking each other, the fan base being unhappy, the continued trade rumors. I think at some point Acme has to look at it and say, hey, just as the face of this franchise, as the general manager, vice president, I have to do what's best for the reputation of the brand, right? Like we going out there and if Billy Donovan is not that, if Zach LaVine is not that, if DeMar DeRozan is not that, again, I don't want to see a full rebuild. I doubt they want to either. But what can we do to kind of save face? Like, what can we do to get this thing trended in the right direction? We still got 4 more years of Zach LaVine, including this year, right? We got 3 more years of Vooch. But at the same time, we got to put egos to the side. I think it's a lot of ego going on right now in Chicago, and that's the biggest problem, man. It's like, hey, to me, Vooch, yeah, he's a starting caliber center, but right now it seems like Drummond is impacting the game more. Why not try Drummond? Kobe White, you shooting 27% from the field, 22% from three. That's tough. Again, you took progress in other areas as far as getting downhill, a little bit better defensively. But at the same time, you're not really giving me nothing. Patrick Williams, 27% from the field. Why are you still in the starting lineup? 11% from three and 0 free throw attempts. Get out of here, bro.
Yeah,
when we got Torrey Craig right behind you playing better each and every game. Javon Carter, I see, to me, the only reason why I would probably keep Kobe White more in that starting lineup because Javon Carter has proven me nothing either. He's shooting 16% from the field and 20% from three, right? So at this point, I would be looking to start Caruso, Levine, DeRozan, Carter, and Drummond, honestly. Vooch, if we need offense off the bench, maybe that's what Vooch can cook. Let Vooch cook second units. I know 20 and 10 don't come every night, but it's the same thing like with the Jabari Parker. Like some players, Christian Wood, like they can give you buckets. They just, as a starter, they just, for whatever reason, they can't excel in that role. And I think Vooch is at that point in his career, and we just gave this man 22 mil a year, So
I don't think it's that bad yet. I don't think it's that bad yet.
No, I don't think it's that bad, but I just think like, nah, bro, it is that bad, honestly.
I don't think it's that bad.
Because
he's still a good,
but
he's
look,
still a good passer, and I still feel like
hold on, Q. We 26 in rebound. We are 22nd in blocks. That's correlated directly to your starting center. We 27th.
He averaged like 12 boards still.
We can't score. We 27th in assists. Like we are a bad team right now. It is bad. Like I think when I look at this team, it reminds me of the old Grizzlies when they had David Fizdale there, right? They was a 500 team, and David Fizdale shook the whole starting lineup up. He brought Zebo off the bench, Tony Allen off the bench, all these guys who have been prominent players in their careers. But he quoted it. He said, "Hey, what do I supposed to continue to be a 500 team? I know what Zebo can do. I know what Tony Allen can do. I know what these guys can do, but playing them together, we don't win, right? So, hey, maybe again, I think it's time, bro, where it's like, hey, if we keep losing, we can't keep doing the same thing, expecting different results. Like, try something different."
I'm definitely team that bro. We just been watching the same thing going on year 2.5. It's been the same thing since January 2021.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And I mean, the fan base is tired. People looking at us like we are a poor organization again, and we was just making waves 2 years ago. It's just bad, bro. It's just, like you said, it's just bad. I do think the Harden thing will help us tremendously, but I never was a Billy Donovan fan, so I feel like we do need a coaching change. If not soon, I would say by the end of this year. I would say this is Billy Donovan's, like, he's on the hot seat.
Yeah, no doubt.
I know he just signed the secret extension, but he's on the hot seat to me because he hasn't done anything. We've been getting worse every year.
Yeah, since the Lonzo injury, so
even like he was, even when he was coaching before the Lonzo injury.
I know we couldn't do good teams. That was a problem.
Yeah.
Billy Donovan, he's not a terrible coach. He excels defensively. I think when it just comes down to the offense, like I said, we don't cut. We don't recognize mismatches. We have no motion on offense. We run one set, and as soon as that one set is broken, we have no counter sets. We go directly into ISO and pick and roll, which this team struggles because we don't have spot up shooters. And again, it seems like Billy Donovan at this point is coaching to save his job versus what's doing best for this team and this organization. I would be challenging players each and every game. Hey, if we're not winning, I have to, again, we're going to have to sacrifice some egos here. Somebody's going to have to come off the bench, right? Like, I have to put the best 5 players who work together in a unit. Like, I can't do anything outside of that. So I think he worn out his welcome. Like you said, I think he lost the locker room a long time ago. And right now, we at the point now where I think everybody just hurt and wounded, and we just seeing it night in, night out until Acme decides to, make change, either trade or coaching staff. To me, it's all up to them. Billy can't fire himself. DeMar can't trade himself. Zach can't trade himself. Vooch didn't come to him with his own extension. Like these are all moves made by the front office. But until they won't change, I think we're gonna keep going through this. And at the end of the day, it's mediocrity. Mediocrity. You got an upset fan base and everybody in trade rumors, and they clearly frustrated. Like this is a bad basketball team, bro.
We look like what ESPN predicted us to be.
Yeah.
They got the Pacers paying above us. It's starting to look like they're better than us. Like all the teams that they said was better than us, it's starting to look like they're better than us.
Yeah. And I don't want to overreact. It is 3 games, but I just think like it's glaring things to where I don't think the players are having fun anymore. Like I said, game 1, player meeting, game 2, DeMar ripping towels, game 3, the comments from Zach LaVine about, hey, him and DeMar best friends, but again, they have to find some way to make it work on the court. Like it's just so many problems, right? And eventually you're gonna have to address this one way or another. And to the time being, it is what it is. If coaching wise, right? If they were to let Billy Donovan go, who would you like to replace Billy Donovan?
I don't really know too many options out there.
Doc, Bud, Mark Jackson out there. Mike D'Antoni still an assistant. Scott Brooks.
I wouldn't even be against D'Antoni.
Yeah, Mike D'Antoni. Like you got options out there, bro.
Yeah. Bud would probably be the best solution, obviously.
Coach Bud.
Like, yeah, Bud. Or you still got Monty Williams. Yeah.
Monty Detroit coach now.
Oh, never mind. That's probably why they busting us.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm playing that political route, man. Like if again, Killian Hayes is starting over Ivy, right? It's
and he was a lottery pick, and he's been on the bench for like 3-4 years now. Killian Hayes.
Yeah. So I mean, he's starting now, but again,
but it's the fact that he ain't started the whole time, bro. Had to earn that spot on a bad team.
Exactly. And we a good team, and we want bad players to, they're not earning anything. But back to the coaching point, I think Mike Budenholzer would be the perfect addition. I think he would, set a culture. He's a winning coach. He won in Atlanta, won in Milwaukee. I think his success speaks for himself. Billy just not it for me, and he lost the locker room a long time ago. So, with that being said, I don't got anything else. We're a bottom of the barrel team. We last in pretty much every category right now. I
just want to be on the record as saying, I told you on day one, this was not going to work with this coach, bro.
Oh yeah. I mean, I knew after Lonzo, even when Lonzo was here, like we struggled beating the good teams. We was getting blown out by good teams. We would just kill the bad teams. And we played more bad teams than good teams. And after that, watching, especially last year, I knew Billy wasn't the guy. Like, it's time for him to go. It's time for us to clean our hands and make changes and make moves, in my opinion, But we'll see what they're gonna do. Outside of that, I don't got anything left. Q, you got anything else you want to say?
Nah, man, that's it, man. Hopefully we look a little bit better, or maybe we see a lineup change, or we just see more energy in the Pacers game. But everybody get good, watch up, catch up on y'all latest Bulls. I don't got nothing else to say for real.
For sure, man. Y'all like, comment, subscribe. Y'all already know we're gonna be back with another one. Wrapping up next week game. Before we go, I do got a question to you. How many games right now with this roster and Billy Donovan as the coach will the Chicago Bulls win this season?
Man, at the rate we're going, we probably win 35 games, bro.
Damn.
Like, I don't see us getting 40.
Damn. What's sad is I'm right there with you. I was gonna say 37. But damn, yeah. We bad, man. Y'all let us know down there below how many games y'all think the Chicago Bulls is gonna win. Are they gonna move on from Billy Donovan? Are they gonna make trades? What is Arturas gonna do? What is Mark Eversley thinking? Again, this game 3 of 82. We have 70 8 more games to go. Y'all lock in, stay in tune on Monday. Peace out, Bulls Nation. Talk to y'all later.
What she want. Living life on the run from myself and where I'm from. Wish I could take